there?
Let me start that over.
Damn it, Billy!
Pay attention.
Are you ready?
Let's do this. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Uncommon Sense. I'm your host, Billy the Kid, and you have reached the most uncommon place on the internet where we question everything and learn together. Over here we have Butch.
Hello, everyone.
His audio's off today, so...
No, my
Sorry.
video is. My audio is fine.
Yeah, actually, the audio is working great, but...
So I'm not
videos.
going to move around much. I'm just going to sit still and just talk on an as-need basis.
But at least I'm not all alone. No.
So,
I'm all alone. Nobody here beside me. Okay, shut up. Who sings that? Let them sing it. Alright, we got Lars Larson here today. Measure 114 gun control backers refuse to answer questions. The anti-gun nuts pushing Measure 114 in the November election want to use suicide as an argument for banning the purchase of all firearms by all Oregonians. People like Penny Okamoto, who refuse any interviews with critics of the measure like me, are trying to sell it as a suicide prevention. They say a waiting period keeps people from killing themselves. Bullshit. It didn't work in Australia, he says. About the same time Oregon became the assisted suicide capital, that's a subject for another day, Australia banned most guns, and the government confiscated hundreds of thousands. The American Journal of Public Health studied that change after 2 decades and concluded it made absolutely no difference in suicides. Suicides simply switched from guns to other methods. South Korea has almost no guns in private hands, and it has one of the highest suicide rates in the world. America has hundreds of millions of guns. Let me repeat that, yeah?
yeah, go ahead and repeat that.
America has hundreds of millions of guns in private ownership, and a suicide rate about half that of South Korea. And consider this, as we watch defund the police struggle with more violent crime, the U.S. Department of Justice study shows guns in private hands stop about 1 million violent crimes every year. And now Penny Okamoto wants voters to approve Measure 114 and ban law-abiding people from buying guns. No way. Vote no on Measure 114.
Measure 114 is also known as one of the strictest gun laws that ever came about to the United States. One of the requirements of it is that you have to have a permit to purchase a firearm.
Mm-hmm.
Not to carry, not to conceal carry, just to purchase. And you have to get approval before you can get a firearm. I'm sorry.
It'd be like New York.
My Constitution says I have that right already.
Look at what New York citizens deal with. I'm going to kill that fly. Anyway, but look at what New York citizens deal with.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so hard for them to get a gun. It's ridiculous.
The city that has the strictest gun laws in the nation is Chicago. And they have the highest...
And look at their crime rate.
Their crime rate is so high, just on murders alone. Homicides.
I bet they got a pretty high suicide rate, too.
Yeah.
We'd have to look it up. But more importantly, I'm going to go over here, and this is a little off because I didn't plan on doing this, but it said, what would Measure 114 change about firearm regulations in Oregon? Measure 114 would enact a law outlining a procedure to apply for a permit to purchase for a firearm. Permits would be issued by the Department of State Police. Applicants would need to pay a fee, submit a photo ID, be fingerprinted, complete approved safety training, pass a criminal background check, and not be prohibited from possessing firearms. The Department of State Police would be able to deny a permit to an applicant believed to be a danger to oneself or others, or if an applicant is prohibited from possessing a firearm, which felons already are supposed to be prohibited from that. So
purchasing a firearm, their name's in a database already.
yes.
When you go to purchase a firearm, I don't know how many people out there who are watching actually have a firearm or purchased one recently. But to purchase one, you have to pass a background check.
Yeah. So we already have background checks, which requires photo ID as well.
Right.
Okay. Fingerprinted. I mean.
Yeah, but all this information that the state police is gathering goes into a database.
It all goes into a database.
Mm-hmm.
And all it has to be is like someone says that they think
violations.
Shut up. They think that you're a danger to yourself or someone else.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing is, I'm sorry, if my neighbor has a firearm and he's acting erratically, I'm going to go purchase a firearm. Not because I'm a danger to myself, but
if
I could be a danger to
there's riots in the
others.
street of your town,
yeah.
I wonder how much the gun purchases have gone up in Portland area.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like the whole Willamette Valley area, I'll bet you it's gone up quite a bit.
You don't want to have any Antifa members sit outside gun stores.
No, they're too busy protecting their Planned Parenthoods and stuff. Oh, and their drag shows.
Yeah, and their drag shows.
The initiative would also prohibit the manufacture, importation, possession, use, purchase, sale, or otherwise transferring of ammunition magazines capable of holding more than 10 rounds. It would make violations a Class A misdemeanor, which is punishable by up to 364 days in jail and a fine up to or a fine up to $6,250.
How about this? How about keep your hands off of our firearms?
Yeah, how about you stay the heck off my 2A? You've already messed with it enough here.
Yeah.
Just saying. Let's see. Okay, who supports...
has two thumbs
and
has more firearms than the government should know about? This
guy. Who supports and opposes Measure 114? Lift every voice in Oregon. That sounds vomit-worthy. Just saying. Okay, so Lift Every Voice Oregon is leading the campaign in support of Measure 114. The initiative has been endorsed by the Oregon Progressive Party, Oregon Nurses Association, League of Women Voters of Oregon, and Oregon Alliance for Gun Safety. Reverend Mark Knutson, he's a nut, all right, said, "I hope it shows how residents in a state can come together from many directions and address the public health crisis of gun violence." Public health crisis?
It's not a public health crisis, people. These are fear mongers.
With common sense. You don't even know what common sense means. That's why we call it uncommon sense now, because it's not common anymore. Idiot.
You idiot.
You idiot. You can't spell moron, but he are one. Anyway. He says, "I hope that people are inspired to say, we can do this."
All right, I've seen some ads. I don't know. You could look them up real quick, but I've seen some ads.
You can do
Measure
it.
114, and they say it closes the loophole. That's what they keep saying. That's what they keep trying to promote.
What does that even mean? It closes the loophole. What loophole?
There is no loophole, people. Again, this is fear-mongering.
The only loophole is being a criminal.
Yeah, and getting...
And guess what? The cartel got a lot more guns.
Oh, yeah.
Than most average citizens.
Yep.
So, yeah. Why don't you go take their guns?
And they got a lot more guns thanks to Obama.
Right? Okay, let's see. Reduction of Gun Violence Act was registered in support of Measure 114 during the circulation phase of the initiative, and it reported over $126,000 in contributions. Safe Schools, Safe Communities, Oregon is registered in support of Measure 114, and it reported $325,000 in contributions. Top donors include Lift Every Voice Oregon, Giffords, and Oregon Raindrop Fund.
Yeah, no. I think we should take a look and see where this money's at, where it's coming from. And I bet you all these organizations that are contributing to it are either leftists or Democratic Socialists of America.
Yep.
And if I'm wrong, prove me wrong.
Supporters of... Oh, that's just a link to the who supports it. I thought it was a link to what Lift Every Voice Oregon is. But no, they don't know how to do that. Measure 114 is opposed by National Rifle Association.
Of course.
Of course. Is yet another anti-gun ballot initiative that seeks to further erode the Second Amendment rights in Oregon. It imposes a permit required in order to exercise the Second Amendment right to acquire a firearm. The permit application process includes a one-size-fits-all training mandate, a subjective mental health review, and is ripe for abuse. Submission of fingerprints and payment of a fee up to $65 to apply and up to $50 to renew.
Yeah, that's just to apply. It's
Wow.
not saying you're going to get it.
Yeah.
That's just to apply.
Yeah.
And if you get turned down, you're welcome to reapply.
Yeah, for another $65.
For another $65.
Issuing authorities have up to 30 days to issue permits, so you could be waiting a month to find out for them to tell you, no, just kidding,
Right.
you can't have one.
Whereas the current status, is that you can wait, and it usually takes about 15 minutes.
Yeah. For a background check.
For a background check.
Yeah.
No fee.
Nope.
No cost.
Nope.
And the background checks tells you whether or not you're supposed to have one.
And it tells you...
Or if you can have one.
Yeah. It tells you everything you need.
Yeah.
And that's all you need. Get out of here.
That's all you need to know.
And must be renewed every 5 years.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Meanwhile, criminals, of course, will continue obtaining their firearms illegally.
Yes, they will.
One committee, Stop 114 Committee, was registered in opposing the Measure 114. It reported over $65,000 in contributions. The top donors include Oregon Firearms Federation, PAC, and Brian Pusey's and Lee. I'm not even going to try that one. Jurassic.
Well, I tell you what, as an Oregon citizen, as an American citizen, and as an Oregon voter, I want to know the results of what happens. I can't wait to hear the results, because I tell you what, if 114 passes, that means we have a corrupt election system, and mail-in voting should no longer be allowed in the state of Oregon.
I agree.
It's kind of funny, since mail-in voting, Democrats have been holding office. Let's see if we can change that this November.
I love how they word this. Whereas the people of the state of Oregon have seen a sharp increase in gun sales, gun violence, and raised fear in Oregonians. And then goes on to say, of armed intimidation. So, yeah, we are seeing a rise in gun violence. We have seen it over the last year.
Oh, yeah, last
2
couple
years.
years.
And a raised fear in Oregonians from armed intimidation. Right?
Yeah.
Therefore, more Oregonians are what? Buying guns. Hence the increase in gun sales.
Yes.
So let's wait another 2 years. Let it just pan out how it will.
Yeah.
See how it changes. More people have guns?
I bet you they'll drop the crime rate.
I bet the gun violence and the raised fear of idiots with guns will go down. It is imperative to enhance public health and safety in all communities.
Yeah,
you guys will have to look that up for yourself, because I can't even read it without puking.
Yeah.
I already skimmed through it, so I'm like, no, I'm done. I'm over this. You'll have to look it up yourselves.
That's right.
Anyway, that's what that is, Measure 114. You know what we think about it. We don't like it. We say vote no.
I've already voted. I'll tell you what I voted. I voted no on it.
Right. I'm going to vote no. I'll be honest about it. I ain't voting for that. Take more of my rights away.
I know others who have voted no on it also. Quite a few others.
Yeah.
So if it passes, you know it's corrupt.
Well, that's that. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. And as always, stay uncommon. I mean, they'll hobble. Dude, you hobble all the time. No.